Hello friends, and welcome back into the studio. I'm Michael Smell and you found the Stinky Robot channel, guys. Welcome. Glad everybody could show up today. Hope you brought a pencil and want to draw with me. Pencil, pen, paint brushes, whatever you got. So yeah, for those of you who were on the channel last night waiting for me to go live, I had some technical difficulties and after fighting for about 45 minutes I had to give up. We went through it today, got it all figured out. Still struggled a little bit going live. I don't know why I had it all worked out earlier, but some reason when the stream keys when I was going live just did not want to work out. But I think we've got the problem all fixed now. So if you see any issues with the stream, jump in the comments. Let me know what you find. Let me know in the chats if I got issues. So I haven't had any streaming issues for some time, but I don't know what it is. I think it was an update to the OBS or something like that. But either way, we've had some technical difficulties, but we are back. So if you just found this channel, it's your first time here, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Right here on the channel, we draw every week from start to finish, create a new piece of art. We typically do it with acrylic inks, but we may use other mediums sometime in the future. All options are on the table. There are no set rules to this channel other than we have a good time and we draw. So you're welcome to join the chat. Leave me comments, let me know what you think. You got any ideas for something for me to draw on the channel? Hit me up. So guys, we're gonna get started right now. I have a drawing all set up for the day's work. We're gonna do a Matador drawing, so you can see the pencil. Like always, we'll start off by doing a basic ink outline, and then we will jump into the acrylic inks following that. Hey WT, what's going on? Yeah, we had the issues last night, which were really pain. I was all set to go live. Of course, we're leaving town tomorrow morning, so I've got a laundry list of things I've got to get done for the holiday weekend, but no big deal. We want to make sure we're here live on the channel today. You got any big plans for the holiday weekend? You traveling for the 4th, or you just planning on blowing stuff up? Yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know what you're up to this weekend. My daughter was disappointed in me. She wanted me to do a 4th of July robot, and I didn't do it. I thought about it, but I already had the MATADOR kind of in my head and started to sketch it out, so we stuck with it. This piece kind of came about. We were at the disc golf store the other day picking up a new disc, and they got one out called a Toro and had a big bull on it. And I was like, man, I really like the stamp on that disc. And that's kind of where the inspiration came from for today's drawing. Just kind of got me thinking I would do something cool. Sounds like fun. Yeah, I got a whole herd of kids. They're gonna want some fireworks, so we're gonna probably gonna go to the store tomorrow and pick some up, I would imagine. This year we're not gonna go to any shows. I think we're gonna, at least I don't think we are. We're gonna put on our own show. We're gonna buy a bunch of fireworks and be at great grandma's house and put up a big fireworks display in our front yard. It'll be pretty fun. Me and all the brother-in-laws will go out and buy a whole bunch of fireworks and just make a night of making booms. There you go. Does that work? 3D glasses? I think we've got a few pairs floating around the house somewhere. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. I was at sorry, I have a thought in my head. I showed some at Spectrum Fantastic Art Live a few years ago here in Kansas City, and The gentleman in the booth across me, I wish I remembered his name. For the life of me, I just can't remember his guy's name right now. Maybe it'll come to me later. Really nice guy, super great artist. I just, for the life of me, can't remember what his name was. But he had a bunch of 3D art and some 3D glasses. And he let me borrow a pair. He's like, oh, look at your own artwork in 3D glasses. So we put on the 3D glasses and checked out my own artwork. That was awesome. I had no idea. Some of the pieces really just popped off the... That was pretty wicked cool. Toro. I think that this one, if this turns out as good as I think it was, this would make a great small portrait painting, I think. Maybe a 16 by 20 or something like that. It's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know if the streams would work. It'd be neat if it did. See, we can knock out this sketch pretty quick. I'm on the fence whether I'll do a blackout background or just a real basic background. I think a basic might work out nice. I don't think I need a full blackout. We'll make that decision here in just a second. Okay, suit's gonna be pretty crazy, so let's finish up everything but the suit. We'll do that last. Does anybody know what a Matador's costume is called? Is there an actual name for the suit, I wonder? I imagine there would be. If you know what a Matador suit's called, let me know in the comments. Leave a comment below. I'd like to find out what it's called. They're really awesome, I'll tell you that much. A lot of tiny little details. Find a way to work it out. These eyes done. There we go. Some eyes. Alright, the suit's gonna take me quite a bit here. We're gonna just kind of knuckle down and be quick. We're gonna have some basic shapes in here. We're gonna work with a lot of random colors, but there's lots and lots of little pin details we gotta put in. So bear with me a second. This one might take a few minutes to get completed. It's definitely gonna be one of the most pin heavy pieces we've done. Before we transition to the acrylic inks. Lots of detail. Lots of little stuff. Suit of lights. I can't read that from there. Thanks, WT. I don't know if I can. De Lucas, huh? Alright, scribbling. Let's get this done. Now for some of this detail, we're going to use some basic cross-hatching and some just allude to certain details. Otherwise, we would lose our mind trying to put it all in there. A lot of this is going to be gold in colors. That should be pretty cool. That I got my little. Oh, okay. Oh, there's my inspiration. I don't know if you can see it. Got a MATADOR right there. There's my inspiration. That's kind of what my screen looks like. These old eyes, I need a new prescription. I can hardly see it. So I'm leaning way in to try to see the details on that tiny screen. One day I'm gonna get a new. One day I keep saying I'm gonna get a new bigger monitor for live streaming. Just kind of needs to happen. Oh, okay. Let's go this way. Okay. Getting into all this little detail here. Let's check it. What's going on, Tank? Welcome to the show. I'm still not 100% sure how I'm going to do all this little detail in acrylic ink yet, but it'll be fun to figure out. We will know soon enough, that's for sure. Now, if I decided to do this, and I may actually, if this turns out good, I think this goes on the short list of larger projects I want to work on. Because I think this one would be just pretty rad. But all this little fine detail that I'm in right now and sketching out, this stuff would take on a life of its own. Because in a larger body, I'd get real hyper detailed with all this. And it could make a pretty spectacular piece, I think. Now on this live stream today, we're going to be pretty quick and gestural with it. We want to give the illusion of all this detail, but we're not going to get really in depth with just digging into it too much. We'll definitely do quite a bit. Sorry, get my big old head down in there. I gotta look working really tight right now. This is little details. All right, one side down, one side to go. Where are we at here? 21 minutes. That's not too bad. It's taking me about another 5-10 minutes with this side all buttoned up, and then we can move into the fun stuff. All right. I will attempt to keep my big head out of the shot for you. Okay, we're working it right along. Lots of little details in this one. It should be pretty fun to watch when I start putting color into it. Alright, there we go. Close. Now let's do these cool shoulder pads. Okay, let's see what I do over here to this. Whew. So much little detail, so much little detail. You guys still hanging in there with me on this? Just about done and ready for the fun stuff. Okay. Ooh, we're so close. Pad number 2. So there. Let me double check over this real quick, but I think we're there. I think we finally got all the ink in me. There's always that one spot you miss. Attempt not to miss it. Okay. Alright, we're gonna call that good right there. Clear up some of the eraser, or some of the pencil marks. Here's the line I missed. I knew there was one. Thank you, Tank. Appreciate that. Okay, Toro. Alright, now we can start adding some color and getting into the fun stuff. What colors? Yeah. So we're gonna go in here and just do a light wash background. So I will bring in, we'll do my antelope background with my raw sienna, if I can find it. Kind of give it a little bit of an orangish yellow hue on the background. P Funkatan, what's my friend? Right. That's antelope. That's burnt umber. With the antelope. There we go. Give it a good shake before I start. Alright, quick water wash on the background. I haven't done one of these backgrounds in a while, so guess nice quick wash. And that translucent ink, otherwise known as water, agua. It just helps that ink flow a lot nicer. Around all sides, get right up to the edge. I don't want to go indoor. In theory, you got the wet ink and it flows, and then when it hits the dry paper where there is no water, ink kind of helps stop it from running into your image. Creates a little bit of a water barrier. Now if you're running too wet and too watery, I mean, yeah, it'll flow right over. But As long as your water ratios are not too bad, you should minimize the amount of ink spillage into your image. Now, I'm not going to do the whole background. Just kind of going to do some feathering out. Okay, let's jump over to this one. Now, I hope you enjoy it, P-Funk. That one's pretty cool. I remember which piece you won. You won the, was it the iguana, I think? I think you won the iguana, if I remember right. That one, the iguana piece, turned out awesome. It's probably one of my favorite live stream pieces I've done. The colors in that piece really pop. Now we're going to stay nice and light. You want to just kind of wash it and feather it out. I'm not. And you guys traveling for the 4th? You guys staying where you're at? Kind of taking some surveys, being the holiday weekend. At least the gas is kind of down. I think it's down about, I think they said like 16 cents, something like that. It's not gonna last, but at least it's some reprieve, what tiny reprieve there is. I'm gonna start riding my bike to the grocery store here pretty soon. Probably wouldn't hurt if I did, honestly. I probably should be riding my bike everywhere I go. Sticking around the house, huh? It's my son's birthday as well on the 6th that we do. We're gonna do a little bit of extra activities just because got his B-day. We had a big camping trip planned. We typically go on a big camping trip on over the 4th. But our pooch, our dog Chubbs, had the other things in mind. He's a 12-year-old greyhound that's had some health issues of late, and he decided to really push those issues this week, or last week actually. Thought we were going to lose him there for a little while. Turns out he's got some ongoing health issues, which means we can't really leave him with anybody anymore, so we had to cancel our trips, unfortunately. But we're making the best of it. We're still going to go out of town on one trip, but he goes with us, so on this we change our plans and he can travel to great-grandma's house, so we're going to go see the family back home and spend some time there instead, which will still be pretty fun. We'll definitely get to blow some stuff up. Just add a little down here just for. Okay. So again, we're just keeping this pretty simple, pretty basic. Now that's a little on the light side, so we will come back in here with the antelope brown just to darken it up near the edges quite a bit. There's gonna be a lot of gold in him. A lot of gold in this piece, so this brown will kind of help give a bit of separation between the suit and the gold. Kind of water working it. We don't want to try not to overwork it because the water on this paper can still kind of burn into the paper a little bit. Watercolor paper is pretty durable, but you gotta be a little bit cautious when you're adding a lot of heavy layers. No, it's looking good. If I can figure out how to fly on a broom, I would. But I'll save a lot of money, that's for sure. I've just found that never leaving the house, that seems to work. I lose my mind sometimes. That's the one bad thing about working from home. Mostly is just, especially with the price of gas, I'm not really leaving the house much. Sometimes I get a little stir crazy because I'm like, I gotta go somewhere, go to the grocery store or something, just get out of the house. Miss the whole social aspect of it, but staying out of the bars saves a lot of money. Today we just snuck out, me and the troop of kiddos, all three of us, at the little 9-hole golf course next to us, and knocked out a few holes of disc golf today. That was a lot of fun. My daughter just about aced one. That was sweet. She came with probably within a foot and a half of her first ace, which would have been phenomenal. She was super excited. It's about the only thing we have anymore to keep our sanity. And in the summertime, we've hit the pool a few times, such, etc., etc. But you just can't afford to do any real big vacations. We had 2 big camping trips planned this year. We had to cancel both of them. Which, that sucks. We'll make up for them. We'll do something different. As soon as the old we're in the process of looking for oxygen tanks for a dog. We can find them for a little dog. It's pretty easy. They don't make very many oxygen tanks for big dogs. We're seeking out oxygen tanks for our dog. That's kind of fun to say. So he has grand mal seizures, and then He has I'm gonna butcher this, but it's called laryngeal paralysis. Basically, he has a paralyzed larynx, so he can't take in deep breaths. So following a seizure, he'll have hyperventilate himself, running his body core temperature up, and then he'll have, next thing you know, we're in the emergency vet with an overheating issue problem, which that happened 2 weekends ago. We were in the emergency vet with him, but the oxygen now, following a seizure, we'll be able to put him on oxygen right away, help calm him down, and actually let him get air in. Should help prevent us from big emergency vet bills. He typically likes to do a seizure about 3 o'clock in the morning. So that begins the ER visit. Okay, there we go. I think that's about all I want to do. I just kind of worked it in nice, built up a nice background. Looks pretty yellow on the, I think on my screen at least, but in person this is a lot more muted, more brown tones. Trade the Ford for a Chevy. Yeah, I can't afford to be in the car all day. Well, we got a minivan that does pretty good on gas, so that's probably what you've been driving a lot more lately. Just taking this is pretty much the family car, and then we got a Jeep that we drive sparingly. It's like the work vehicle. Whoever's going to work takes a Jeep. Whoever has a kid has a minivan. We haven't had a her car in a long time. When we first got together, my wife and I, she had her car and I had mine. We moved into a loft downtown. But I worked nights at the bars and she was working day shift, so we were on opposite schedules anyways. And we're gonna switch over and do the robot next. But where we were paying like $100 a month per car for parking in our downtown loft. So it was nice gated parking, but you had to pay $100 per car. And we're working opposite shifts anyways. So eventually we just said, you know what, when her car started having issues and breaking down, we thought we'll just trade the 2 cars in and get 1 car. We bought our first Jeep, and it just made sense because, like, why have 2 vehicles when we're on opposite schedules? So we started sharing a car. I think about we lived downtown like 8-9 years. Pretty much the whole time we just shared 1 vehicle. So when we finally got a house in the suburbs, for like the first year or so, we still just stayed with 1 car, same opposite schedule thing. But when kids got older, we needed a second vehicle. We finally bought up another car, but now we got the Jeep and we got a minivan. So we just decided whoever has the kids has one, whoever goes to work has the other. So there's no hit. It's been years since we've had a her vehicle. So. Many more, it comes down to gas mileage. So the Toyota gets a lot better gas mileage than the Jeep does. So we're driving it more than the other one. All right, second here. Move into the robot. Clean up my coffee I just spilled all over the place. Oh, no more paper towels. All right, 3 points. Making a mess over here. All right, where are we at? We're gonna make this. Lost my train of thought there. Got an Equinox. That's my mother drives an Equinox. Not a bad car. Alright, let's go with our light source from this direction. Like always, when I'm doing the metallic, I typically start in here with the light blue first, start working out our highlights and our shadows and the areas we want to have a little bit of pop of blue. Most of you guys have seen me do this about 100 times already. You should have a good idea of where I'm going with it. Just keeping that nice light blue color. I think I'm going to keep the whole neck and area and everything mostly silver. I think that might change that up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. And of course the horns, we will not do that color. I think the horns are coming back more that brown. Like let's use some of that background color and just kind of wash in a little bit here. It won't stay this color, but we'll start off with this color. This is just kind of like a base layer to build off of. Alright, back to the robot. Pop up some of this blue in a few areas. Okay, I think I got all that. Like always, next time we'll go in with the indigo. Keep it simple, keep it what we know. We'll save that. This pan's great. We'll need that in a minute. There we go. It's always the last color I pick up. Okay. what made me want to do a Matador? I was actually ran up to the disc golf store the other day, pick up some new discs. We're doing a little tournament thing, and back in my hometown this weekend. Found out there's a little course where I'm back where I'm from, my folks, and there's just a bunch of guys kind of getting together doing like a mini tournament thing, not a true tournament. Everybody just buy-ins a disc. You put a disc in the pot, like a new disc, and then apparently I've never played with these guys. There'll be a lot of new folks, but so anyways, long story short, we went out to pick up some discs for that little tournament we're gonna play on Sunday, and they got a new disking, well, not with a new stamp on it called a Matador or a Toro. So I was looking. I didn't buy one, but I was looking at it. I was like, ah, this is a pretty sharp little mid-range. But I like the stamp on it, the image on it. There's a bullhead. I call it a Toro, and it's like, man, this is kind of cool. I like the idea of the Matador. So that's what decided. Then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a Matador for this week's live stream. So came home, sat down, and sketched one up, and boom, Matador. So that's where it came from. You never know when inspiration's gonna strike, and it just kind of struck. But I really like the way it looks, and I think, you know, I could develop this drawing a little bit better, put it into a full-scale piece. It might be pretty nice. I would probably do this one about, 1620 maybe, somewhere around that size. Could be pretty nice. Kind of where I'm at right now in the studio. I'm developing a few paintings behind the scenes that pretty soon we'll start getting into. But those, unfortunately, they're not something that happens overnight. They take a little time in development. I wish they were as easy as the live stream drawings where I could sit down and just kind of knock them out in a few hours, but unfortunately, those works typically take me considerably more time. But I am going to be filming them and turning them into content for the channel, so you will see them being painted live. Like you go to my channel, you can look at some other works I do like that. So, definitely future projects coming up. This might be one of them. A full-scale version of this could be pretty cool. We're just working in the blue right now, working on our details. I'm sure you didn't see, but just developing it. I want to be a little sharper on the detail of the robot, because here in a second when I get to the suit, we're going to do a lot of gestural kind of like coloring. I'm not going to get overly detailed with it, but I feel like it's kind of important to put a little more focus on the face and the bowl and the neck, so that when I get to the other area, it doesn't look like I just did a gestural of the entire thing. Should be able to see a difference in the techniques. I did one real similar to that, actually, and that was the first piece that WT bought before I knew him, before I even started a live stream. WT kind of popped on my radar and bought the Sailor Bot, and it's like an old school little Sailor Bot, and he's got a torpedo over one shoulder, and he had a big anchor on his chest and stuff. He was pretty cool. So yeah, I've done that. Doesn't mean I won't do another one, but yeah, the Sailor Bot one was a pretty cool. It was part of a little series, a little mini series I did a few years ago. It was pretty fun. Not sure if I still have an image of that one on my website or not. I think I'd taken that one down. But yeah, thanks for the idea, Kat. Keep them coming. Never know which ones I'll end up using. Okay, just about done with the dark blue, which means we'll move into gray next. Wondering if I should do a little rust details in him. I think I'm going to skip it this time. I think I'm going to keep him nice and clean because the MATADOR is fancy. So we're going to keep him nice and clean. Well, one idea I haven't done that's on the back of my mind is I want to do a robot that's covered in traditional tattoos. I have not done one of those yet. I think I've done some with some tattoo kind of drawings on them before, but I'd like to do a whole, like, kind of maybe with a big pompadour and, you know, like then a bunch of traditional tattoos covering him. I think that would be awesome. That one's kind of in the back burner. Don't steal my idea. That one's in the back burner. Let's see. Gray. Bring on the gray. Where are we at? Just broke a first hour. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. We're on track. We'll go gray, then we'll talk in some Payne's gray and some white highlights, and then we'll move on to the antlers, or the horns, sorry. It's not deer. The horns. Let's see, what should we be doing too? I think I need to put a little bit of little shadows here in the tie. Yeah. Thinking of myself a little bit. Kind of mapping it out. There you go, Tatbot. Yeah, you should like that. Tattoo tank. Maybe that'll be the first piece I convince you guys to take home with you. Tattoo bot. No, I got a bunch of works. I only got one show in the back burner coming up next year. So right now I'm just kind of in development phase, trying to get enough content. I got a lot of paintings coming out the works. Right now that translates just a whole lot of drawing, a whole lot of sketches around the house. And pretty soon that'll go into full swing production. We'll be ramping things up. I'd like to get the channel to a point where I'm putting out a new video every week with new kind of what my goal is right now, is to eventually ramp up production to enough I can come up with a new painting every week, or at least. No, I'll still do the live stream on top of the live stream. I mean, I'm also looking at doing more of the acrylic ink paintings, but I'm doing much larger scale, like maybe bringing in 11 by 14, 16 by 20 large ink drawings as well, and get really in detail with the ink and start pushing what I can do with the ink when I take them out of the whole, 2 to 3 hour time frame I do it for live streams. What can I do with the acrylic ink so when I stay, time is not an option. I can spend 100, 150 hours or so maybe on a live on one of these acrylic ink works. See what I can do with that kind of time frame. May not take that much either. Never done a full scale acrylic ink work, so I'm really curious, and that's one of the things that's on the burners we're going to start developing as well, and I'll record those for videos as well. So that's a fun project I got coming on the works. Expect to see that stuff popping in over the next few weeks at some point. So, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, by the way, now's your chance to get subscribed. All these videos are coming up pretty soon, as well as a weekly live stream. Occasionally I'll even jump on twice a week. And we got a lot of fun things coming down the pipe. We are a newer channel, so I would appreciate the little bit of love. Should we hit the subscribe, smash that thumbs up, that like button. Always ring that bell notification so you know when I do go live every single week. Typically it's on Thursdays, but sometimes that changes from week to week, and there's no guarantee that I won't switch it one day to Mondays. I mean, it just kind of depends on my schedule and the kid schedule and the sports schedule and the school schedule and the schedules at everyone's schedules kind of depend on when I go live, but we do try to go live at least one day a week. So join us, smash that notification, smash that thumbs up, and grab yourself a subscription. Love to have you here on the channel. If you want to see more of my work, by the way, you can always jump down right below my face right there. StinkyRobotArt.com. Go on over there and check out some of the larger works. If you want to see what kind of stuff I do here on the channel, or what my larger body work looks like. If you want to support me, buying a print off the website, it's one of the best ways you can do at the moment to support the channel. You can pre-order 2 of them. Alright, that's pretty decent on the gray. Now we're going to move in with the Payne's gray, add the shadows, and then we'll bring in the highlights after that. I need to put a little bit of gray before I get too far into the eyes. Go. Payne's gray, and go ahead and throw some white out there while we're at it. A few of the spots I'll mix the Payne's with the white, tone things down a little bit. I went for my paint water, just about took a swig of this. That is not the yummy stuff. That is not the yummy stuff at all. I will admit though, accidentally taking a drink of paint water, now that I'm working mainly in acrylics, is way better than accidentally taking a drink of turpentine. Like when I was oil painting a lot, and I've made that a mistake. There's a few times I reached over and grabbed the turpentine. I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good. No, I'm kidding. I don't think I ever took a big swig of turpentine. I use a 10 container for that. But I have Done some. I have taken that paintbrush with the oil paints on it, swashed it around in my coffee mug before, and then drink that. Not on purpose, by the way. Yeah, it's always a pleasant, not so pleasant surprise. You can take a big old swig of something you shouldn't. Alright, looks good. Using it now just to pull down the darks. Cool. It's always one of my favorite parts here. Highlights and shadows are always one of my favorite parts. The paste just starts coming together when you start adding these in. So, a question for you. What do you think? I've been flirting with the idea. I've had a couple of requests for it already, and I'm like, do you guys think I should do a studio tour? Is that something you guys would like to see? I'm on the fence whether I do a studio tour now or wait a little while, but I think it could be fun to go ahead and do a studio tour, like where it's at in 2022, and maybe do an updated one later. And you know, because my studio is constantly changing. It's always changing. It's always evolving. But if there's interest in it, then I might go ahead and do a studio tour video, which could be fun. Well, if anything, just do it for myself, just so I can look back and see what my studio looked like at one point. I'm also looking at doing some build videos. I might do a section of just call it maybe studio or something like that on the channel, or studio upgrades, because I do a lot of building videos. I build all my wood. Everything I paint on, I build myself. So I build my own wooden panels, and I build my own frames, and I build everything in-house. So when you buy an original piece of art of mine, everything was hand-built by myself. So the wood panels I paint on, to the frames is framed in. Everything is done in-house. So, and I also do, like, you know, like you can see that I built a easel wall back here, and then the light thing is a hold on it, whole mechanism that holds my live stream setup I built. I'm getting ready to a few other projects, that I have my light table. I built that. So I'm constantly building things. Instead of buying, I build. And I get exactly what I want. So I might start doing some build video stuff. So if people are interested to have, you know, similar equipment in their studios, I might do that as well. So that's another facet of the channel that I'd like to branch off into. Again, we'll just see if there's really any interest for it or not. It's not something I'm going to do it regardless, but I think it'd be fun. If it helps one person come up with an idea for their studio, then It's worth it. Yeah. Now here on the back of my drafting table where I'm working now, when you get past this cutting board, we've got about 12-15 inches above the cutting board, a few inches on either side, and I think I'm about building basically a shelving unit that'll house all my acrylic inks, so they're no longer in this little cart beside me. I'll be reaching like up in front of me to grab these things. Be a lot easier and quicker to find my ink, that's for sure. And some paper storage, and just kind of really organize this so it's not a cluster up above my live stream here. So that could be a fun build. But yeah, do me a favor, guys. Let me, if you're watching this video after the fact and you're no longer live, jump down in the comments. Let me know. Do you want to do just is a studio tour something you're interested in seeing? When there's enough interest in it, I think I'll do it. I think I'll go ahead and knock one out. Let me know. Or if you got any other build ideas or any ideas in general that you think you like, hit me up and we'll do something. You guys want to see how I built my light tables? How they work? We can do all that good stuff. We're almost done, about ready to move into the white. Like I said, we've been taking a little time here and trying to get the details right on him. Just about to the point we can move on. And the white, of course. Gotta jump in here with that. Not gonna be a lot of white. I pretty much left most of my white spaces void. But we'll bring a little bit in here just to feather some of this blue and gray into each other nicely. Just like right in here. White in this way is pretty much a blending agent we like to use to blend all these colors together. Some areas where I'm a little heavy, I can tone it down. Yeah, boom, just like that. Where I'm mainly gonna need the white is kind of right here in the neckline. All right, that is a robot head. A little white into the eye. Just like so. I am thinking his eyes have got to be bright red. We're gonna go with flame red even. Just gotta throw some flame red eyes. Red and And a little indigo, which is completely dried out. So, you know, a little bit indigo. That red, of course, it'll tone into a purple, deep reddish purple. Highlights in here. A little bit of pink. Red eyes. Alright, we're gonna jump right back into the antelope now. It's still somewhat. Build these antlers now. I say antlers again. They're horns. Bulls do not have antlers, they have horns. Come on, Michael. Basic cowboy anatomy. I've been living in the city too long. My bulls have antlers now. Okay, here's the gray now. Same little deal, we'll add a little bit of gray. Now with all these browns, and we'll level it out. Too gray heavy, but a little bit of gray. I'm mixing it in here for the color. That. Now let's throw some white highlights in there, and we got ourselves antlers. Yeah, I said it again, antlers. Horns. My goodness. Too thick here. Yeah. Happy times. Orange now, and moving on to the suit. Start off with the Pans gray, mixed with a little bit of white, and nice and watered down for the work on these undershirt shadows a little bit. Okay. And the tie is going to be black as black can get. So I'm going to separate this from the shadows a little bit. Since it's a separate element, we are going to tap in a little bit of black. And just for the tie. Okay. Tie set. Go a little darker in some of the shadowed areas. All right, hour 36, here we go. We're gonna have some blue elements in here. We're gonna have some purple. Let's bring in some purple. And to switch up our blue from what we have in the rest of the piece, we're gonna bring in the marine blue and purple. We can ditch out the rest of our colors we're not gonna need. Probably leave out Payne's Gray, purple, and marine blue. No? The cert we're going to go off of here is pretty much a purple. Make sure we get a nice deep purple here. Not sure how much marine blue I'll actually use, but we'll use. Basically anywhere that we're not gold, we want to stick with the purple. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to use much marine blue at all. We're going to switch over here. I may use marine blue on the inside. Perhaps. Pain, but I want to come actually use indigo. Back to the indigo, because I'll use that for more of a shadow tone with the purple. I want to use it to darken the purple up a little bit where I need to. So. Yeah, I'll be careful because this is where there's so much little detail in here. We're going to basically gold all that out. So that won't take as long as you think it will, but we'll make sure the purple stays where we want the purple, which is in the tiniest little spots. Tiniest little spots. Into the purple. get everything purple, and then I'll come in, add a little bit of shadows and indigo. There. Yeah, the purple looks pretty slick. And this is also where I said I want to be a lot more gesturally. So it's going to run over itself a little bit. We're just going to stay nice and loose. We're going to attempt to stay in the lines the best we can, but it's going to get a little bit, you know, big fat brush, tiny little spaces, and time frames. Of course, we could spend hours, you know, doing every tiny little thing perfect, but for the sake of the live stream, we're just going to kind of push through. Do just enough to get the idea of all the detail that's in here. It'll also be super easy to overwork it, so. This is an exercise in restraint for sure. So much little details. My goodness. Some more purple. Trying to hit our shadow lines here is pretty tricky. Detail. Doing a full-size version of this would be hours of work. Hours and hours of work. Just try to get all the shading and all the nuances of all these little ropes. You gotta enjoy it, that much I'll say. Those things, if you're gonna do it, you better enjoy it. You're gonna do a lot of it. And I can pretty much see this is probably gonna become a bigger piece. The more I do it, the more I like it. But I see what I can, potential, what I can do with this. I like it. Think. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I think I did that backwards. Yep, that's backwards. Let's add some white to that real quick. I want that to be gold. I get it. That part needs to be gold. The other part needs to be white. Purple. Okay. Purple is on the outside. Like that. Let's bring in the blue. Drop shadow in here. There we go. And just to reiterate, we're just kind of keeping this nice and quick. Pretty good. I think I'm just about done with the purple. There's not going to be a whole lot of highlights and shadows, and we're not going to get really dig in and get too crazy. You just want a purple and gold. Next, we're going to do the beads that are on here. I'm going to take some, just a tiny bit of that marine blue, green. There we go. I get a nice emerald green color. Get all these little green beads. Lots of tiny little green beads all over. A little spot, just peck them down. Green, 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 green. These little green beads. Be the last detail before we jump into the gold. Quick, gestural, painterly, that's all we're going for. We're going to do the same thing with the gold when we get in there, just kind of nice and painterly. Okay, we're pushing 2-hour mark. I'd say we're doing pretty good. I'd say if was guessing, man, I would put us at 20 minutes from being done. Hopefully you guys will stick around with me to the end here and see the final outcome. And I truly hope that I've earned your subscription today. If you like what you see and you want to watch me do more, like I said, I go live weekly. Typically on Thursdays, but if I have a hiccup, I will go live another day. So make sure you hit that bell notification so you know when I go live on the channel. It's the wrong color. Spot I missed some purple here. I gotta come back in. Just tack a little more purple in here. Go. Now, when I'm all said and done, I'll probably come in just a little bit of Payne's Gray, just washing just a little bit of shadow details. Not a lot, very little. I think a piece might need that pop, but we'll see here at the end if I do or not. Okay, gold. We're going a nice bright color gold, so I'm probably going to go with, I'm going to say Indian yellow. The other option I could go with is ochre. Ochre would mute it down a little bit more, but it might be too much with that background. I think I want more pop. So that being said, let's try Indian. Now I don't want to add too much water to this. I do want to keep it pretty bright, almost straight out the bottle. You know what? Blot that off of there. Ooh. Get that out of the white. The white here. Touch that up. Change of heart. That is not the right color. That is just too orange. We don't want orange on there, so we are gonna try the ochre out. See if it doesn't do a little bit better with what we're looking for. Let's try ochre. Let's try. I also need to brush down a little bit. Yeah. I think that's going to be a much better tone. Too small of a brush. Go back. Yeah, that looks better. That was the right color. Again, we're just kind of brushing in it, not getting too crazy. Pretty much just keeping it nice and painterly. Don't want to get too overworked with details. Oh, thank you, Valda. Welcome to the stream. So we're just going to tap this in real quick. We're not going to be going crazy and overly detailed. We're just kind of, like I said, we went more detail with the face and with the skull, the bull head. As far as the suit, we want the idea of the costume. We do not necessarily going to go, we'll lose our mind trying to go tiny details with this acrylic ink and this small brush. Can be done, but the stream has to end sometime tonight. For this version, we're gonna keep it nice and simple. However, like I said before, I am thinking about doing this in a larger piece. This is turned out really, really well. I'm thinking to make a 16 by 20 done in actual acrylics, and I will If I were a guessing man, I pretty much am. This done at a larger scale, I'm probably looking at somewhere around 150 to 200 hours in. Probably closer to 150 hours, I would say. So this could be a fun project, so stay tuned to the channel. This one might pop up here in the next few weeks or months as I prepare for that show for next year. Make good content. We're just kind of pushing the gold in there just to give us the idea. This is the gold, that's purple, got some green emeralds. Not going to be really overly concerned with shadow details and stuff. Of course, it would be nice, but this looks good. This looks real good. Yeah, just like that. Moving in the gold. Oh, I missed like half the emeralds on this side. I'm gonna take a second and tap into the last of the emeralds. Alright, I believe that should be all of them now. Got the other half of the suit to do. We'll wash in just a little bit of shadows with the Payne's Gray lightly. And sign it, peel it, throw a frame on it, or mat on it, and see how it looks. Costume looks a little bit like, or the suit. I'm sorry, I don't know the actual name for the Matador's uniform. So I know costume is probably not the right word to be using, but the Matador outfit, anyways, kind of reminds me of the Book of the Dead, which I know is based off a bullfighter in that movie. But that was a great movie. Just kind of thought about it for a second. That's a phenomenal movie. I love the way they portrayed the outfits in that movie. Nice and painterly. I just want to get the idea down quick and simple. I'm super happy with this, guys. Super, super happy. I like it. I like this a lot. Okay. Yeah, we have pretty much all the little details in there now. I could easily go back over it right now and retop everything up with a pen and ink, but I think that's gonna help too much. And I'm gonna come in here with some light Payne's gray. Just nice wet Payne's gray. And just darken in a little bit of shadow work. Here. That looks right. Unfortunately, add a little bit here of the cast shadow of his head, side of the body. Like so. And let's see, I want to experiment here. What happens if I add just a pop of white? Yeah. Is worth a shot. I'm gonna say no on that. Just kind of get some water. We'll clear this out a little bit. Make that go away. Yep, vetoing that idea. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and call that. That's good for today's live stream. Thanks, Tank. I appreciate that. I think it turned out pretty damn phenomenal. Call this one of the winter chicken dinners. Like, this is definitely one I think is going to go up to a larger piece. That in the category of definitely a possibility. Alright, let's peel it, guys. Let's see what the final outcome is, and we'll apply some matte on it and see how it looks. Oh. Right, white, one more time, and just the highlights in the eyes. There we go. I like to do 2 layers of white on the eyes, just to highlight. It adds so much. You gotta make sure the highlight's really present. Looks good. so much of the characters in the eyes. Next one is going to be live stream number 50. I've actually done 50 of these things now. 50 live streams. That's a fun milestone. So let's see who all shows up for number 50. Hopefully you're all going to show up for it. Going from live stream number 1 to live stream number 49, we've done great improvements. We've changed quite a bit. We've gone from 1 hour live streams to up to 3 hour live streams, with the average being about 2.5 hours. And it's just made a huge difference, I think, in the quality of work we're putting out. Alright. Let's slap a frame on it. Waiting for it. There we go. Number 49, the Matador, is complete. As always, guys, I appreciate you showing up. This one looks awesome. Matador, it's all finished up. For those who showed up, thanks for being in the streams. Thanks for being in the chat. For those of you guys watching after the post the live stream, thanks for showing up. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to do all kinds of stuff here on the channel. Live streams once a week, and we'll have some fun actually painting videos coming out real soon to start developing the channel more. And hit that bell notification so you do know when I go live. It does vary from time to time, but typically it's on Thursdays. So guys, one more time, thanks for showing up. Happy 4th of July, and be safe out there. Bye guys.